Alright, hey everyone, my name is Neil and this is Real Terrain Hobbies, and in this video we're going to be continuing our Cyberpunk build, and it is going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be packed full of all sorts of lighting effects. We're going to be using something called Arduino, which is this guy right here. That's going to allow us to use all sorts of different chasing effects, blinking, kind of different cool stuff all over this thing. Let's just dive into it. Yeah, let's get building. Alright, so this project is a continuation of part 1, and if you haven't seen that, check that out just in the link above here and go watch that one first. So this project is going to be jam-packed full of LEDs, over 50. I think the final count is about 54, and I'm using two types. I'm using these guys right here in various colors. They're a 0.1 millimeter light, so they're very tiny, and I'll have the links for them down in the description below. And secondly, I'm going to be using some silicon filament LEDs that are typically for Edison bulbs, and I'll have the link for that as well, and we're going to see more of those coming up here. Now you're also going to see that this project is very heavy on the 3D printing, and I actually use Blender to make quite a few custom pieces for this project. Alright, so one thing about this video that I'm super excited about, and you may have guessed it going off that last part 1 video, is that this has turned into a collab with the gang over at Tabletop Time. It started out by me actually asking them if they had any artwork for their campaign, their Reboot campaign that they're running over there, because I wanted to throw some billboard signs into this diorama, and it turned out into a full-blown collaboration between me and them. They're running a campaign, they're a Cyberpunk campaign, and I thought be really cool to incorporate some of the elements from that into this build. So they're doing something really special for this project. You're going to see it more towards the end. Don't skip ahead or anything, that's just going to spoil it. Big welcome to all of you who've come over from Tabletop Time. Hope you stick around, subscribe and all that. And yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm going to start off by making a new sign here. So what these are actually filaments for Edison bulbs. I think I'm going to actually use red for this. One thing that you guys suggested, which is a brilliant idea, is to use juice boxes. I'm going to take off the straw, clear straw. You can glue the little tubing down, the straw down, and stick your light through there. This is going to make the whole thing a lot cleaner and nicer and easier to work with. So I got my first sign printed out here. You probably just saw the 3D model in Blender. So I designed it in 2 parts here. And yeah, these are where all the, if you can take a look here, you can see all the holes for the LEDs that I put in there. And then on the back side is a space in here to put all the wires and to hide them with the back plate on there that fits in nicely like so. Okay, so after all that, this is what we've ended up with here, this guy. So all these have to be accounted for because we want to keep track of our lights that are going to be circling around here. So you need to know where number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 20 are. So that's going to be the tricky part. I got to solder each of these wires onto one of these guys here, which is what's going to keep track of our wires this way. There's no easy way about it. So patience. Patience is the way to go. Patience is a virtue, so they say. Unfortunately, what have I gotten myself into here? Okay, so it's with huge excitement that I introduce this video sponsor, Hero Forge, and you're going to be seeing that they're going to be playing a major part of the video coming towards the end here, so stick around. I'm just so excited to have these guys as the sponsor for this video. So what Hero Forge is a website that offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to literally choose from and create a massive assortment of custom miniatures. They have really easy to use tools that lets you design and build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. And from there you just download the STL file and print it out personally on your home printer, or Hero Forge offers custom miniatures in a variety of materials including plastic and metal options that they'll print out and ship to you. And on top of that, they even offer full colored 3D printed models that they'll ship to you as well, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm super excited to have these guys as this video sponsor. Jazza and the crew over at Tabletop Time are going to be using this extensively, so go check out their video. But you'll see towards the end here what we did with Hero Forge, and you're going to be blown away. So big, massive thank you to Hero Forge for sponsoring this video. Now, with the help of our Gizmo Friend, sometimes referred to as helping hands, I get to spend the next several hours soldering teeny tiny wires together, and with the magic of film, you get to blissfully jump to the end in a matter of seconds. Okay, so we got this guy all wired up last night. He is ready to be plugged into the Arduino. I'm putting that to the side, and I managed to print off these other signs, and I'm going to show you how I design these right now. So this is Blender, which is free 3D software for modeling. Now, it's not the easiest thing to learn. I learned this years back when I was into game modding, in particular Neverwinter Nights 2. I was a big modder in that community, and I learned back then, so it's come in handy now. The best thing that I did with these signs is put a little channel in there that we can use these guys on those string LEDs. So you can feed in like that. And so it's going in, as you can see. And it'll fit in all the way around. Push it up into the channel behind here. I put little tabs here, 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 here to keep this guy in place. Way better to do it this way than to craft it by hand, I think. And I'm going to put these printable, all these STLs, these files up on my website, and you can have access to them and print them there. So yeah. That's how those signs were done, and as you'll see later on, it's an extremely effective way of lighting up the sign. In the last video, you'll notice that the sign that I had done there with those particular LEDs, you could really see that string in there behind it, lighting up behind the acetate paper there. This way, it hides the really bright light, but it illuminates inwards, really lighting up the picture perfectly, and it does such a good job. I also made these doors in Blender, and again, they're available on the website. Now here, I'm just using some plaster of Paris pieces that I made on tin foil. I broke those up to make little pieces of slate for the rooftop patio. And now it's just a matter of painting and weathering everything up with the concrete. I used a combination of black and white, just lightly dabbing it on with a sponge there, sort of like a dry brush. And then for the slate stone, I used a variety of browns, black and white. And then I ended by covering it with a brown wash. And in between the stone, I just used some sand. I figured this was the best material to use, kind of for the sand, for the grout in between. I then wet it down and used some watered down Mod Podge on top of that. And I also wanted some greenery up here. This is going to be upper class, and upper class should have some nice greenery. This is actually inspired by a video game trailer that I'd seen called The Last Night. It looked really cool and really dystopian, but there was some greenery in there, and I just thought it'd really add a nice touch to the whole thing. Okay, so I just came back from Staples, and if you saw in the last video, I had printed off some things on acetate paper for some signage. I had the idea to contact Jazza and Tabletop Time. This is kind of when I was into editing the last video already, and ask him if they had any artwork for some signage for the building to use from their campaign. He didn't, but he's got a guy named Lockie who designed some signage specifically for this, which they'll be then using probably in their campaign, maybe for some merch and whatever too. They came out absolutely phenomenal. So these are them here. This is the big billboard that's going to go on top of the building here, and then we got another sign that's going to go on the side coming out the front, and they are stunning. They're very bright, and just absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go cut these up on my new paper cutter that I got and get these into the signs. Now this is the main big billboard sign. This is the kind of the big showpiece of the entire project. It just turned out so well, and here's the process of putting that all together.
It's like a pigeon just in that child gif of the thing fading the knife with the bottle. It's like the Rob thinks it's completely fine. It just shows what people's different perceptions. I'm like,
all right, so what you are listening to there is Tabletop Time, and I listen to those guys on podcast. They do have it on their channel, which I recommend you subscribing to because they got other things like painting, miniatures, tons of other stuff, tons of gaming type stuff. But as far as their campaign goes, I listen to it on the podcast. It's amazing, and it works so well while I'm doing my crafting here. It's a perfect way to pass the time, and there's a whole entire backlog of episodes in this massive campaign they're running right now. So if you want some deep story and thorough entertainment, go and subscribe and get caught up on that Reboot campaign. All right, so pretty much done with as far as I want to go anyway for this rooftop section for now. I still have patio furniture, a few more greebles and bits I'm actually printing off from Miscast. So yeah, I'm gonna clean off my desk. I got a giant mess on my hands right now. I've just been going and not bothering to clean up at all. So I'm gonna do that now, tidy this up, and then we're gonna get going on this guy right here. I'm gonna throw a bunch of panels on. How fast I can do this part. The part down here is gonna be a little bit more involved. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. And yeah, let's get cleaning. All right, time for a quick shameless plug here. As you can see, we got some new merch for the channel, which I'm super crazy excited about. A few different designs, a couple different designs. This here, I got some shirts, t-shirts. If you go to the Teespring, links down just underneath the video here in the bar there, you can see the merch shelf there. Super awesome, really excited. Got this design, and then also this one here with the crafting tools and supplies and the Real Terrain Hobbies logo on there. So yeah, super excited. Just thought I'd quickly jump in here and yeah, let's get back to the video. All right, so we're gonna be moving on to the water now on the base of this entire diorama. So this is a collaboration with Tabletop Time, and this is based on the world in their current Cyberpunk D&D campaign, the role-playing campaign. And yeah, so this is meant to be, I started out doing this as a Cyberpunk build, and then they kind of came in afterwards. So if I had thought of it, I've read at the start, I probably would have made these canals. Their setting is in Australia. They don't really have these European type canals in there, but they're here now. So we'll just say that over the past however many years, 70 or so years, they developed some canals in Australia just for the fun of it. Hey, So yeah, so I'm going to be filling up these with some water here. This is the slum side. This is the upper class side. So we're going to make this side really dirty. And what I was actually even thinking of is having a lot of garbage kind of piled up in the water area and then throw down some resin. So let's do that and get the water down on this project. Oh, and you'll see I busted off one of my lamps here. Be careful with these guys. They're pretty delicate. And I got to figure out how to hide those wires now, but we'll figure something out. All right, guys, I'm ready to lose my flippin' mind here. Things are not going as well as they should be. I'm already behind on this project. I delayed once already. We got Tabletop Time waiting on me for this. The deadline is Monday of this. This is going to be Monday when you see it, when it comes out. Today is Thursday, and this is still not done. I gotta get this done. So I'm having issues with the Arduino. I got two gurus helping me with that. I don't know if it's my Arduino board or what, or if it's me. We're trying to figure this out. We've tried so many different things. It's still not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I know it's not supposed to be this hard. So my code is the code that I want, because I want different effects all playing off the same board. It is more complicated, so this is high level coding, I guess, apparently, but we just can't get to work still. So worst comes to worst, the lights are all just going to be a steady on, and we're not going to have any chasing effects, which is a bummer, but we're going to have to revisit that in another video in the future. For sure, we're going to do that again if we can't get to work here. So yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is Thursday. This video is coming out on Monday. And I need this done by midnight tonight, because that's it. And I got to get this thing edited. So, yeah, we're going to finish off these lights, finish off the painting of this area. I got this stuff here from Michael's to do a chain link fence. It's got some shiny stuff in it. I got to pull that out and make a little chain link fence here and roughen it up a bit in there. This is the slummy area, so they're going to have some weeds and stuff growing back in there too. And so yeah, tonight 12 o'clock, let's get it done. Yeah, wish me luck. Let's do this. Let's get this done because this is crazy. Look how messy this desk is. I'm losing it. Losing my mind. Losing it. So in this campaign, there is both a slums and then the upper class inner city where the rich and everyone hang out. And they don't really see the slum area. So that's what this side is going to be depicting here. I'm just using some tile grout as a base and then adding on the various tufts and foliage and things like that just to make it look a little overgrown. Now, chain link fence, I got this stuff from Michael's and I'm combining it with some of these metal wires here, or this metal wire that I got from Home Depot. This is actually for tying rebar. We're done. I can't believe it. That word has never sounded better to me. It feels so good. You're gonna see that in just a sec. But remember at the start I said this is a Tabletop Time collab. And if you jump to the end here, go back to the start and watch the whole thing, because it's going to be so much sweeter and so much nicer if you see the whole thing. And now we get the best part, which is the Tabletop Time collab section. And what is that? Well, the guys over there, Jen, Dave, Rob, and Jazza, they sent over a nice little care package full of Hero Forge minis that are specific to the Cyberpunk setting here, actually specifically the Reboot campaign. We're very excited. Let's get to the box here. And here it is. So they sent this all the way from Australia. You can see it's got the logo on there, Tabletop Time. Here's the box. I'm gonna start off by taking one random mini. Oh, there's two in this little bag here, and here they are. So this, we got a rowdy drunkard and a damsel here. A couple nice minis there, very nice. So Jazza painted these up. He painted them as dark silhouettes. So these are kind of background characters, and the focus is going to be on one specific character who is one of the players. Actually, Jen plays this one character, and she's got such a rich backstory and such a deep kind of story. Aha! And here we have one of the main characters. This is Sebastian. This guy is a rich dude. He's got lots of money, lots of prestige, and very well known in the city. And that's our Seb. So we got the perfect spot for him up on our rooftop over there. So here is our bouncer for our nightclub there. He's got some object source lighting. You can see his cigar there, and it's lighting up his face. So good. Looks so cool. Yeah, these are all done in Hero Forge. Remember, these are our Hero Forge minis when you look at these and see the variety in all of these. And yeah, there's so much variety that you can do in Hero Forge. It's such a cool application. Aha, so here we are. We've got Pro. This is our hacker dude. He's crouching down here, up to no good, hacking into some sort of electrical somewhere. Got a good spot for him there too. And now, check it out. So Eve is one of the characters played by Jen, and she's got such a deep, rich story. Head over to Tabletop Time, subscribe, and listen to the Reboot campaign that they're doing. It's so good. Download it on podcasts, and it's awesome. Perfect for when you're doing this. I listened to so much of it while I was doing the main diorama here. All right, here she is. So this one's got quite a bit more work put into it. So let's get her out very carefully. Wow, look at that. Wow, beautiful. Unreal. That is spectacular. Okay, here we go. So here's our Eve. And just so you know, Eve is actually a bot, or is she a drone? And things have gotten complicated with our Eve. Wow, she stands up on her own even. Awesome. All right, super excited. Okay, so I know what you guys want to see. You guys want to see the final build, and we got one big treat with the reveal with Tabletop Time, narrated by Dave over at Tabletop Time. And it's going to be, you guys are in for a treat. All right. So thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy. Everyone, just want to give a quick update on the Arduino. Arduino is no more no. Arduino didn't work out very well. I think it's my board and a bunch of things, and I just ran out of time. So we're going to have to revisit this later. If you want a more detailed look on that, the top patron tiers are going to get a full behind the scenes on the Arduino and the electrical too. But who you need to go to for Arduino is NerdForge, and Hansi has an amazing Arduino tutorial. We'll put a link up above here. Everyone's telling me I should have gone to them first for help with this, but anyway, sorry, no Arduino, but the lights do work. They're going to just be steady on. It still looks crazy cool. We still have over 50 something lights, LEDs in there. So yeah. Anyway, that's the update on our Arduino situation.
The year is 2090. The world is not the utopia promised in the 20th century, yet neither is it the uninhabited wasteland prophesized in the early 21st century. In great cities, the select few work their lives away in relative comfort, enjoying all the conveniences corporations can sell them, at the cost of their freedom and their privacy. Outside the megacities, in the great sprawling slums that cover the world, billions of unregistered and illegal citizens throng in masses. Their lives are short and often violent, but in this maelstrom of chaos, unique individuals mark themselves for greatness in a way forgotten by the rest of humanity. The story of Reboot takes place in one such city, in the borderlands between Melbourne and the slums that surround it, a place known as the Ven. The Reboot Corporation's flagship product, New You, has just awoken society from its slumber. The promise of a new life awaits any who can afford it. Become who you want to be, literally. But there are some for whom such dreams are freshly spawned concepts. Something has changed in Ningao drone model Eve. She stands alone in the rain, her hands stained with blood only she can see, her neural networks growing, evolving in a way her creators would deem aberrant. Questions barely form on the edge of her nascent consciousness.
Who am I? How did I get here?
Questions that would get her destroyed just for thinking